Okay, today I'd like to do a piece on the Glock strikers and the Glock striker springs because the combination works some of the time, not all of the time. A number of recommendations that I would make concerning this, and basically it all comes from experience. So what do I have in front of me? I've got a Glock 26, so I want to make sure that it's safe. I've already removed the magazine. There's nothing in the chamber. And I'm going to break it down. And I'm going to break it down very quickly and show you an easy way or a better way to remove the cups and the striker spring. So, pull it back, release, and take off the slide. I'm not even going to remove the recoil spring and the barrel. There's no need for it. All right, again, you've seen this online done a million times before. There's a piece that needs to push down. I'm going to do it very quickly. I'm going to push it down, thumb on the top, remove the back cover, let that drop, put it out of the way, put my tool down, my Glock tool down, and pull out the striker. And with this guide, the springs, the cup, and this is a standard striker. This is an OEM striker. All right, this spring is a lighter spring, and I've used the lighter spring with problems. The trigger does not reset properly. Sometimes if you set it up, you may get a double tap. Let me show you how to remove this. Best thing to do is use an armorer's block. There is a section specifically made so that you can put the striker and the retainer into that. So let's do that. Put it in. Now it's locked in place. I can pull down on the spring and the cups will come off. Right? If you want to do this carefully, you'll do it in a plastic bag or in a box. You can take this out of the jig, remove the slide. Now, here's a striker that I want to talk about. This striker does not work for me. It's lighter. The dimensions are similar. There's a difference in the firing pin, we'll call it, itself. It's a little broader. It's titanium nitride coating. It was expensive. It's not worth the money. If I want to put on another spring, I'll just show you how to do that. And the way to do it is, again, a reverse procedure. Slide in the striker, put it in the box. It's a little bit trickier to put this in place. I'm going to use this spring. This is a lighter spring. So I'm going to put the spring on, and then I will make sure that I can put my cups in. And sometimes you have to align them, or you do have to align them to make sure that it fits into the slide. So push down, and now I'm going to be quiet and concentrate on what I'm doing. I happened to get that the first time, and I'm very fortunate. I can move these around because these are the maritime cups. So I'm going to take it out, move my block out of the way. All right, let's see if it's going to slide in, or let's see if I have to make changes. So I'm lucky, it slides in. People go through a lot of gyrations to put this back plate back on. It's not that difficult. You can do it with your thumb. So I'm going to press down on my thumb as far as it'll go, start the slide in, and I will get to the extractor piece that holds the extractor in place. I'm just going to press it down, slide this in over the top, and it will click. There's the click. I know it's in place. All right, now to put this on, I want to make sure that my recoil spring is in place properly, and it is. Otherwise, this is not going to slide on properly. Okay, now, again, let's return the slide to the gun, and it's in place. All right, I'm going to put in an empty magazine. All right, I can check to see if it works, but even if it works dry, it doesn't mean it's going to work when you're live on the range, right? So in order to reset, so if I pull the trigger dry, then that has released, And to check, and again, I can pull back the slide to recharge it, release it, and it's going to reset. But that's not a good way to check it. A good way to check it is to hold your finger on the trigger, cock it part way, release, and it released and reset. You can do that a number of times, and this is working every time. All right. Also, I can pull it all the way to the rear. I'm going to hold my thumb down on the release so that it doesn't, the slide does not catch. Release and click. Let's try it again. This time I know it's going to work if I bring it all the way back. Let's try it again. All the way back, release, and it resets. Right. From dry firing, you would think that this combination works. It doesn't. It fails. This combination just failed me on the range. I brought out my materials that I need for work, including the block, including another spring. And springs range from, the aftermarket springs range from a 4, 4, 5, and a 5. And I wouldn't recommend changing too much. You might want to, you could try a 5, but I would not use this titanium striker. I wish that I had my money back for that striker because it causes this to fail to reset. And you'll know it. You'll feel it. It's coming up after a shot. Your first shot obviously is always going to be, you should always release, but then after that it'll fail. So consequently, on the range, brought my materials with me. All right, let's reverse the process and put the original spring and the original striker back. That's the original spring. This is the original striker, and that's an OEM striker. So remove the slide. Press down, take off the back plate, take out the striker assembly, pull the block forward, drop it in, and again, I'm going to concentrate on this, so I'm going to keep quiet. So I have to do a couple of things. I have to depress the spring, I have to remove the cups, I have to put the new striker in place and replace the spring with the old spring because I know that works. I ran at least 50 to 100 rounds through it. All right, so I'll pull this down. Cups are off. That's easy. Usually it's not that easy. I'm going to remove the spring. I'm going to place it out of the way. Move the striker assembly, what's left of it. Take that striker, the skeletonized striker, get rid of it, out of the way. Take the other striker, put it back in place, go to the block. All right, and I'm going to keep quiet because I need to concentrate on putting this back in. All right, you should use, if it's a double coil, use the double coil at the top. I don't really see a difference in this case. All right, so I'm going to put that down. I'm going to depress it and go. I happen to get it now. Let's see if this slides in. If not, I'll show you how to make the adjustment. Take my slide again. See if this is going to fit in without. Oh, I got lucky. It fits in. Again, this is the part that I'm depressing. I'm depressing that, which is part of the striker assembly. I can do that with my thumb, depress it all the way. So let's depress it all the way. Take the back plate. Start it in, and it's hooked. I know it's hooked. Depress this ejector. Push in. Slide it over. It clicks in place. It's locked in place. Check to make sure that my barrel's all set. Okay, let's slide it back on. Make sure it's on the rails properly. All right, back to a full cock and locked out. Release the slide. Release the slide. The trigger's reset. All right, let's check it with a half cock. That reset. I don't even take my finger off. Just hear it. You can hear it. All right, let's go with a full cock, full charge. And I know that combination works. I'm not going to change this again. I have a tendency to tinker with things. I'm not going to tinker with this anymore. It fires as is. By the way, I have True Glow sights on here. I love them. I wouldn't go with any other sights. The barrel, you notice, is rose color. This has a titanium nitride finish to it. And this work, it's dirty right now. I just went out to the range. But this was done by Brazen Firearms in Ohio. I would highly recommend them for service and for quality service. That's it. Have any questions? You can leave them on the post. Thank you very much.